Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah, today is the day of Arafah and tomorrow will be Aidiladha. There are some basic and simple points that probably within the interest of us as parents, especially to remind our children, mainly for those who live in non-Muslim countries, so that we can remember about all these things. The first one is Aidil-Adha is greater than Aidilfitr. In terms of Aidilfitri, we only celebrate it on one day, which is the first of Shawwal. But Aidil-Adha, we celebrate the Eid 4 days, on the 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th of Dhulhijjah. And because of that, Muslims are not permitted to fast voluntarily on those days. It is also important for us to understand that for Aidilfitri, we are recommended to proclaim or to say the Takbir, meaning that on the last day of Ramadan, when Maghrib arrives, then it is recommended for us to proclaim, to say the Takbir as much as we can until we completed the Aidilfitri voluntarily prayer, solat sunat, as we say in Malay, on the morning of Aidilfitri. But for Aidiladha, we are recommended to say the Takbir during those 4 days, meaning that, for example, today is the day of Arafah. So starting from Maghrib prayer, it is recommended for us to say the Takbir until tomorrow, before Aidiladha voluntarily prayer. After that, after each 5 times daily prayer that we perform, for us to say the Takbir, right until after Asar prayer on the 13th of Dhulhijjah, before the Maghrib arrives on that day. Because when Maghrib arrives, then that is the end of Aidiladha. On Aidilfitri, we are recommended to have something to eat and drink in the morning before we go to the voluntarily prayer for Aidilfitri. But for Aidiladha, it's the opposite. It is recommended for us not to eat or drink anything in the morning between Fajr prayer until Aidiladha voluntarily prayer. So we break our fast, we have our breakfast after we completed Aidiladha. That is something a little bit different between Aidiladha and Aidilfitri. Aidiladha and Aidilfitri are not cultural thing. They are not like Malay, Malaysians, Arab thing. They are religious. They are part of our faith as Muslims. We celebrate Aidiladha not because they are festivals, celebrations that our forefathers, our community celebrate, but we celebrate them faithfully because we praise Allah, we express our gratitude that Allah bless us with the knowledge of knowing Him as our creator and be able to connect ourselves as the created ones with Him, and we worship Him faithfully. Hopefully, with all these simple points that probably will be useful for parents to chat and to remind our children, it will help us to make Aidiladha more meaningful, insyaAllah. Kullu an wa antum bi alfil khair. Aidiladha Mubarak. Kurban Barani Mazam Kutlu Mubarak also. Selamat Hari Raya Aidiladha.